guest coming to us all the way from northern Italy. Paola Santini, she helps run the family business, and she's bringing some of the coolest looking, most innovative cycling apparel out there under the Santini brand. Let's hear. Hi there, Paula. Paula, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Hi, everyone.
Hi, great to see you. Seems like you're just right next door. Great connection. So it's great that you were able to join us. You've got one of the most historic brands in cycling apparel. Can you share a bit about how you guys created the business and a little bit more about the production there in Bergamo, Italy?
Well, the brand was founded by my dad in 1965, so quite a long time ago. And it was really by chance. He was a mechanic, so nothing to do with cycling wear or anything. And he broke his leg, and that took him home for months to recover. And his sisters had a very small knitting factory in their garage, and he started helping them out. So they were producing like uh, anything from uh, sweaters and gloves and anything really. At the time, it was very common in Italy to have a small laboratory, nicotine laboratory in your own house. And then, well, he thought that it was much better than being a mechanic. So when he recovered totally, he decided not to be a mechanic anymore and started the brand that was at the beginning just, doing sportwear in general, not focused on cycling. But then his very big passion for cycling just led him to focus completely on this sport, and then later on triathlon and anything that is connected with cycling.
Outstanding.
What a great story. That's fantastic. Just on a bit of a personal side, obviously Northern Italy was hit extremely hard by the coronavirus, and at that point, you turned the production of your facility into making masks. Talk about that decision and talk about that process. I mean, that's got to be incredibly challenging.
Yes, it is. It was. It wasn't really a choice. I think we felt that we needed to do something, and we thought that, you know, we have a factory and we can stitch and I think the production of face masks was the only thing that we thought we could do for our community. We are actually, our factory is in Bergamo, which is the city which has been hit the hardest by the coronavirus. And we actually felt on our skin the need to help, and that's why we decided to turn our production completely upside down to do face masks. It was a very difficult process on one side and an easy one on the other side. So we had machines to cut fabric and stitch fabric, so that was easy. But of course, what's difficult is, face masks are very specific things. So they are DPI, so they have their specific rules. So we needed to do a massive amount of tests to make sure that the masks had a certain grade of filtration. Um, and it was a completely different job from what we were used to do. But I think we can say that after 2 months making the masks, so we became quite experts in doing those as well.
Oh, that's
But
fantastic.
it's still quite
Thanks
difficult.
for sharing that. I think to that point, so you guys are experts in that area now. You've taken that attention to detail in the design process to support athletes like Tim O'Donnell, Marinda Carfrae. Talk to us about that, how you're creating cutting edge products for athletes like those couple world champions and the rest of us.
It's an interesting story. So, of course, our expertise come from cycling and cycling wear. We've been doing that for so many years, and with all the teams and athletes that we sponsor, we work very closely to create the best of the best, and to be able to find solutions to the needs of those athletes. We do pretty much the same on triathlon, but the fun part is that most of the times what we do for cycling, and it's not allowed from the UCI in cycling, we try to adapt to triathlon, and we work closely with athletes like Team and Rini, but also Giulio Molinari, who is our Italian athlete and is closer to us and can test anything. Or really, we have a massive amount of athletes that have been really, really good to us for feedbacks on products. And sometimes it's also, the creation of a product or a technology comes from them. An example is Team Reed wanted exactly the same skin suit that we made for Rohan Dennis, the one that Dennis wore to win the World Championships time trial last year. And so we thought that it was going to be a disaster, because it's something specifically made for doing a 40K time trial, definitely not for an Ironman. But then, he started trying it, and he wore it for Kona last year, which is really crazy if you think about it. And he loved it. So he just sent us feedback for making it better. And starting from there, we did I think 12 prototypes. And all our athletes tested the prototypes. We gathered all the feedbacks, and then we created a final product, which is what all our athletes are wearing now for the season. Well, hopefully they will be able to wear them racing in the next Ironman.
Absolutely. Great stuff. That is really great.
Yeah, what a great story of sort of evolution and adaptation, not only in terms of the apparel that you make, but certainly shifting your apparel to obviously the immediate need of making the face masks. What an inspiring story, and we really, really appreciate you being here with us today and sharing your story, the story of your brand, and the inspiring story of how you're helping your community with the face masks. So thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.